Damn it, James Gunn.
It's lights out! Now you want to get nuts? Come on! Let's get nuts.
Woo, let's get nuts. Goddamn James Gunn, am I right? That guy always ruining things, I tell you what. My God, always injecting himself in the promos and everything. That guy. C-blocking, is that what they call it, right? What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Film Junkee Live. It is Wednesday, it is hump day, and oh boy, hopefully you got your Superman tickets because it's been pure madness. Pure madness, and we got a final trailer that just came out. And we're gonna be breaking that down, and holy Lord, it's gonna be good stuff. Hit that like, thumbs up. Do all the things. If you want to become a member, support the channel. We're gonna do a members only stream right after this, and of course there's a Patreon as well. So who's out there? Hopefully you guys are doing good. Let's see who's out there right now. What's on? Palladia Plays, good to see ya. Hope you're having a good Wednesday as well, sir. We got Ryan right here. Superman trailer is fire. We got Monique. What's happening? Hey, change the profile pic. Cute dog. Hello all. Happy Wednesday. Chicken wings were on sale, so oven baked chicken wings with prime steakhouse marinade and buttered peas and carrots on the menu. Now, not a big peas fan, but I'm sure they're all right. But hey, chicken wings sound pretty good. Always making me hungry, Monique. What's going on, Indiana Jake? What's happening? Got your Superman tips? Good. The hype is there. Suddenly I find myself wondering who the Snyderverse Cat Grant would have been. That's a good question. It's a good question. I wonder who it would have been. Versus Seed, tickets locked for Friday. That trailer made me go nut. Maybe Keith. But then you corrected yourself. Maybe a little bit of both? Huh? Yeah. Clone Avenger, yo Dave, your Twitter is very entertaining. Your responses to the haters got me laughing. Thought the Superman trailer was awesome. Some of the CGI is a little noticeable, but yeah, we'll break that down and stuff. And yeah, I try to be entertaining with the Twitter with responding. I don't take it seriously. I don't take it that seriously, guys. I really don't. And sometimes when I'm feeling a little catty, feeling a little bit rambunctious, yeah, I get a little I'll get in there. But sometimes I just go, this guy again? I'm not even going to bother with this guy again. Mr. Nobody, I get the feeling that Guy Gardner and Superman are going to fight. Do the Green Lanterns not know how strong Kryptonians are? I don't know if they'll fight, though. I don't know. Maybe they'll get close. I don't know if they'll actually fight. Kenneth, what's happening? Hope your Wednesday's going well, too. We got Obama right here. Which breakup hurt more, Warner Brothers and Discovery or Trump and Elon? Well, I mean, technically, Warner Brothers Discovery didn't really break up; they just kind of split. But then, of course, when it comes to Trump and Elon, I mean, apparently Elon decided to, I think he got a little too rambunctious, and he deleted a tweet and said like, "I'm sorry." He apologized for that, so maybe they're good again. I don't know. It's all weird and whatever. Ninja Gamer 13, have you given up on the Ayer cut? No, not really. But with everything that's happening, and again, if you saw, I posted a video, of course, about the Jared Leto stuff, and all I'm saying is that's gonna hurt it if that guy, did do whatever was claimed. But of course, we don't want to put him on blast, like I said. If he gets cleared, okay, cool. But at the same time, as of right now, it's under investigation. Whatever the hell all happened, I don't know if we're gonna hear any more about it. All I know is hey, if you got one of your actors, especially who's mainly gonna be in the Ayer cut, who has allegations from 9 people, I don't want to give up on it. Trust me, I don't. I want to see the Ayer cut. There's so many things and again, if I can go back in time, Ninja Gamer, if I can go back in time when I was, when Zack was just trying to get the Snyder cut out, if I just got the message to him that, hey, why not do a joint thing when you were pitching the Snyder cut to HBO Max? I need to fix this. Hold on. There we go. I just realized, I was like, oh yeah, I need to fix that. I'm not centered. I wasn't centered. Just wanted to fix that. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Sorry. Distraction. But I'm just saying, if I can go back and just be like, Zack, just some of that money they're giving you, yeah, give it to David Ayer and see if we can get the Ayer cut out as well, you know? But as of right now, I'm just kind of going, God damn, I don't know when that could even possibly come out. I don't know. I haven't like given up on it, but I'm just going, man, I think the window of opportunity has passed. That's the bad part. Anyways, what's going on, Fear Jason? Good to see you, buddy. Dell, always great to see you, dude. Good to see you out there. Sticko Media says, nah. All right. Mr. Axel, good to see you, bud. We got Eric right here, hard-boiled. We got Eric Patterson right here. Good to see you. Okay. And let's see, what else we got? We got Mr. Gonzalez and James Gunn, we trust. Saying right there. Cool. Hump Day. It definitely is Hump Day. Who else we got here? Hey, yo, what's going on, RJ? Good to see you, buddy. Got my tickets. I'm going to be out of town opening weekend, but I'm still seeing the movie. Might even see multiple times. I'm seeing it Tuesday and Thursday. I got the early access ticket for myself, and then I bought, 6 tickets for Thursday. So, yeah. So I'll be seeing it twice, which, I knew I was going to see it twice. Neither for me. You got to do it in more robotic voice. Right? Oh, yeah, those allegations aren't great. They're not great. Is that you, Jarbo? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, as soon as, when I saw that, I went, fuck. But at the same time, those Leto allegations, they're also, you got Tron Ares coming out, and you got He-Man coming out that he's in 2 big IP movies that now are going, oh, shit. I don't know. It's going to be all crazy. We'll see what happens, though. Maybe some resolution can be happening, and maybe you'll find out that, hey, maybe he didn't do those. I don't know. Didn't do those things. Arkham Knight 899 just saw How to Train Your Dragon and was amazing and definitely better than the Disney stuff. There you go. I'm most likely going to see that. I wanted to see The Life of Chuck, but it's not playing near me. That's the bad part. Limited release. So I'm probably going to see How I Train Your Dragon tomorrow. But I also have a problem too. My car won't start. Yeah, I don't know if it's the battery or the starter. I think it's the battery. Hopefully it's the battery and I get it fixed tomorrow and I can go to the movies. So... who else we got? Let's see. We got Mr. Darren, Laugh Now, Cry Later. Got my tickets for the 10th, one in IMAX and the other in 4DX. You want the... Yeah, there were so much things that got released today. What's going on, Brendan? What's happening? Let's get super nuts. Lawrence, he says he's got his tickets. That's good. Am I getting any? I'm gonna try. Possibly. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see. I also got early access, going multiple times. Mr. Trav going from Vegas. He's got his tickets to Superman. Good to see ya. And let's see who else we got. We got Laser Luke. If Jared Leto did do it, then they should recast Skeletor. Yeah, it's going to be interesting how they handle all this because I'm sure that's just like, whoa, you added a "the" to your channel. What? What, are you talking about the Film Junkie? I always had it there. Always had it there. Get James Gunn on the Vodka stream. That'd be cool. But I know he's sober. And to come on something called a Vodka stream, I don't know if he would actually do that, Although there's a lot of people out there that think I'm just doing this to get access to that. But I don't know. What's going on, Jose? This trailer sure was something. Best part was the spinning heat vision, but man, if you took out the shot about got every goofy wide angle lens, yeah, that stuff, yeah, we'll talk about all that. You had some funny tweets today. Thank you, Samir. Yeah, I try to be entertaining on the tweets. I mean, that's what you got to do sometimes. But you know what I noticed though? You know what I've been noticing, and there's been a spike of this recently. Whether it's comments on here, whether it's comments on Twitter or TikTok, I've been having a lot of guys that apparently have not been paying attention to my channel in the last couple of years. I've noticed that. There has been some people, some guys, because all of a sudden they're like, dude, seriously? Why all of a sudden you like a Gunn fan? What happened? What were we doing? You know, somebody called me a Gunny, which kind of sounds funny, and just reminding me of like Full Metal Jacket and that one dude, Gunny. Didn't they call him that? Anyways, but yeah, I've had a lot of people just express their disappointment that I, the film junkie, is looking forward to a big blockbuster film. Apparently, I'm not supposed, guys. I'm not supposed to be looking forward to all this because, you know, when I started YouTube, it was just simply of the fact that hey, I love movies. Why not try to do this now? You know, when I started, you can go back to those early videos. You could see, and I was just trying to like do a once a week thing, but I didn't take it all that seriously. Then I got pulled into doing like Android phone stuff. I don't know if you guys remember that. I was working for a website called Android Spin. They wanted me to do like a weekly show, so I did it. It was called the Man Droid Show, and it was pretty fun. I really enjoyed doing that. But then, of course, that fell, you know, to the wayside. And then, like, about 2015, that's when about 10 years ago, I really started taking things seriously, especially when BVS came out. And I was like, oh, my God, this got announced. You know, I was a fan of Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman's next, so I was covering it like crazy. And then, of course, that went into Justice League, and then that went into the Snyder Cut stuff. But it's just kind of funny how, like, I've had an influx of just like these guys that are coming like, dude, what happened to you? I'm like, have you not been paying attention in the past, like, I don't know how many years? Like, what the fuck? It's just kind of funny. I'm just kind of going like, I'm just talking about movies. I'm just hyped about movies. I like DC. I like movies. So, yes, I'm looking forward to the new Superman. Sorry that I don't share your James Gunn derangement syndrome. I just don't. Sorry. It is kind of funny, though. Just the influx of all that, and I'm like, sorry to disappoint you. I just, you know, I just like talking about movies and everything. So, but that's usually what happens. It's like, what happened to you, man? It's like, I post videos every day, streams every week, talking about this stuff. You're making it seem like I think some of these guys, again, they're in a bubble. They're in like a time loop where they think the Snyder Cut came out last year or 2 years ago, and I'm like, it's 4 years ago. It was originally supposed to come out 8 years ago. It was shot 9 years ago. I know COVID really fucked up all of the timeline and everything. It really was. It really was something that just effed up the timeline. But I'm like, guys, come on. But it's all good. It's all good. Like I'm wearing a dark side shirt. You know, one of the dark side shirts that we got, you know, that we got from all this. I'm always going to cherish the Snyder Cut movement and everything it was. But it's just, you know, it does kind of suck that, you know, some of these guys just lost that messaging or never really had it. But hey, what could you do? Anyways, guys, make sure you hit that like, thumbs up, subscribe, do all the things. You guys are awesome. I always love seeing you out there, but hey, let's get to the tweets. Like I said, it's a very minimal topic. Vodka stream, I don't even have my little, like, I was like, I don't need to have the little decals that I usually have open. We're really just going to be talking about the Superman trailer and all the stuff that came with it. We'll talk about that Wonder Woman. There's a Wonder Woman movie that's going to be coming out. That's already being written right now. We'll talk about that a little bit. But other than that, there really wasn't anything else. It was just Superman. So, but we're going to talk about the reviews to, obviously, what I do every Wednesday is the reviews to the new movie that's coming out this weekend. So, How to Train Your Dragon. We'll talk about those reviews. And that's going to be it. So, anyways, let's get to the tweets. Let's get to the tweets right now. And Mortal Kombat 2. When are we getting that first trailer? July. That's right. We're getting it July. Why? Because Todd Garner said July. Right there. There he is. Producer of the motion. You know, we know who Todd Garner is. Of course, he already has a trailer on his little tablet right there. What the hell, Todd? Share it with us. So yeah, Mortal Kombat. You're wondering when you get that Mortal Kombat 2 trailer. It's gonna be next month, and you better believe that thing's playing right in front of Superman for sure. And I'm kind of curious because I read, and I think it was out there. I read that the Mortal Kombat 2 test screenings were like, oh yeah, the fatalities are good. The action is bigger. It's funnier, apparently too. It's funnier than the first one, so. We'll see, man. I mean, the first one had its moments, but overall it was kind of a disappointment. And see, this is what I'm talking about too right here. Okay, so like what I just talked about when it comes to people losing the messaging when it came to the Snyder Cut movement, we got Heavy Spoilers right here, and Heavy Spoilers is a big YouTube channel, especially when it comes to the movie space, doing the breakdowns and everything. Heavy Spoilers. You've probably seen their videos. Well, especially his videos. But of course, he has a whole crew that helps him with the videos. Breaking down episodes, breaking down movies, doing everything. I've actually interviewed, of course, him on the Vodka stream a few years ago. Hopefully I could do that again. But he had this tweet right here. And it just kind of shows you that even like the bigger YouTubers are also seeing this kind of stuff as well. And here's his tweet. Kind of miss the days the Snyder Cut movement was about trying to get a director's vision released instead of trying to tear other directors' visions down. This shit is exhausting on the timeline. Hopefully people mature and realize this isn't the way. Yeah. I mean, big YouTubers are seeing all this stuff. That's how much it's got into there. And he's absolutely correct. And then, of course, I know there's people out there that go, well, wait a minute, man. It's like, okay, they're not talking about specifically how, because there are some people that have like a healthy criticism, which is totally great. You can have a criticism when it comes to what James Gunn is doing, sure. But he's specifically talking about the people who obsess and tweet 24/7 nonstop about this and tearing every little nook and cranny down. That's what he's talking about. You could have healthy criticism, sure, 100%, but that's not what he's talking about. He's talking about the people who take it upon themselves, who built their whole Twitter persona just on that. That's what he's talking about. When he, obviously, you could tell that he probably saw, hey, I think this the stuff that's happening with Superman, this is all pretty great. But then he's looking at his timeline, and it's just like a mess of all the stuff. It's never going to get cleaned up, but it was just kind of, it's interesting when you see somebody going like, yeah, the days of that, they're done, sadly, but hey, what could he do? And then it's kind of funny too, because obviously I had that opening, the opening that I had for the show today, that showed off that Entertainment Weekly little promo that had David Cornsweet and Rachel Brosnahan, the phone booths, and it's kind of like a little a little hot kind of moment between them two. They're looking all good and everything, and then it pans over and it's James Gunn, and yeah. I mean, I know there's some people that are just like, geez, he has to inject himself. I'm like, yeah. I mean, but at the same time, I'm one of those, well, he did write, direct, and produce the movie. So, yeah, I could see, and he's also the bigger name when it comes to everything. I don't mind that the directors, the people who are creating the movies, are part of the promos. It's perfectly fine. But this person right here named Casey Book Author, he posted this right here. And it's kind of funny because imagine if it was how they promoted Man of Steel. And then look at this decal right here. So obviously making the point that, if Zack did this with Man of Steel, yeah, imagine if that, yeah, I'm sure there would have been people that hated it, but the people that hate the James Gunn one would absolutely love it if Zack did it. But the biggest reason why I actually commented about this and retweeted it, the dude added fucking jeans. Look at that. He added jeans. These freaking faded jeans. He photoshopped jeans on Zack Snyder right here, because if you know what this image was from, he had to add jeans, and it just looks so goddamn stupid. So I couldn't help but, like, when I saw that on my For You page, I'm like, what the hell? Did she just add jeans? There's, like, stonewashed jeans to that? I was just like, that's ridiculous. It's like, why did you have to add jeans like that? Oh, you could have found a different image where you didn't have to add the jeans, man. I mean, come on. It's just like, but at the same time, I'm just going like, yeah, if they did something in a similar vein, these people would have ate it all up, and then, yeah, there would have been a hypocrisy who the people that don't like Snyder, they would have pushed against it. Again, there's like this whole like dick measuring contest when it comes to, directors that are a part of their things. It's like part of their promos. I don't see the issue with a director being a part of the promo. I mean, Nolan was a big part of Oppenheimer. Ryan Coogler was a huge part of the Sinners promos and all the marketing. I love it when directors are actually a part of it, especially if they, again, wrote, directed, and produced the fucking movie. And if they're a name, if they're a brand, yeah, you better believe they're going to be doing that. You better freaking believe. And then, of course, I got this sent also by me, too. And this is very interesting right here. Because obviously, the tickets went on sale when it came to Superman, especially like the early access one. And I asked on the timeline, hey, did you get your tickets? And, the majority of people were like, yeah, I got mine, blah, blah, blah. Oh, everybody was like freaking out about it. But then, of course, you get the detractors. And then I've seen this image before, and I'm just kind of going like, wow, you guys really made this. And then, of course, I made a comment on it. And, of course, I'm not being seriously, I'm being very facetious, but this is what I got sent to me. Yeah, that's right. There's a Superman wallet, and it's locked. It's, bound with chains. That's right. And there's a lock on it. Look at that. That is, of course, AI. They used AI to display this image right here. And naturally, of course, it is the Man of Steel Superman emblem. Wallet, wait, what did they say? Wallet locked or wallet not open? I can't even remember what the hashtag is. But there's that hashtag right there, and I'm just kind of going like, ooh, watch out. And then I made fun of it. I'm like, well, that seems like very unpractical. I mean, first off, if you're locking your wallet, don't you need to like open your wallet up for other things? Don't you need to pay for other things? And that looks like it's uncomfortable. Imagine sticking that in your back pocket with the chain and the lock. That'd be a little awkward too. But then, of course, you could just slip the wallet right out underneath because the AI didn't really do a good job of like locking the wallet down because, yeah, you could just easily slip it underneath the chains. But it is also kind of funny, too, because how many times have we seen Superman just break out of chains, too? But, hey, that's a statement right there. Wallet's closed. That's what the hashtag is. Wallet's closed. Hashtag wallet's closed. These guys are fighting the good fight. Meanwhile, there's a bunch of people out in the streets in LA that are, getting beat up and people are getting thrown in the buses. A lot of bad shit's kind of like happening. Cops are getting bricks thrown at them. There's a lot of things that are going on here. But these guys, oh man, hashtag wallet's closed. Yeah, that's right. It's not closed for Jurassic World or Fantastic Four, but it's closed for Superman. These guys are going to be written in the history books. Wallet's closed. Oh, man. The hashtags, I tell you. The hashtags. But, yeah, I've seen that before. And so here's an interesting thing. We're going to be talking about, of course, the Wonder Woman movie that's being written right now. And we got Liz Wonder right here. Liz Tham. She's not really Liz Wonder anymore. I think now that, because she looks so much like Gal Gadot, and when she was doing the cosplay for Wonder Woman, she kind of changed it to just like, she put her actual full name there. But she actually had a question. Here it is right here. I don't know who will play Wonder Woman, but it's time we get the silver look. Okay, thanks. Design team Keon Lee bringing to light the animated JLW version Bloodlines. So that's her right there, rocking this costume. So she's kind of like going, hey, what if we do this kind of version right here of Wonder Woman? And to be honest, this freaking costume rocks. It does. I like it. It's different. It's interesting. And, hey, maybe Liz will end up getting cast by James Gunn. No, probably not. But, she does a really good job when it comes to when it comes to cosplay. So good on Liz. Good on Liz. And what else we got? Like I said, it was mainly just Superman in the past couple of days, right? Love it, right? And if I had a drink, you know, I know it's Wine Wednesday, but sadly, like I told you guys, my car didn't start. So I couldn't go to the store today and pick up some more wine. Actually, I do have a little wine left, but I'll probably save it for later. But yeah, may he rest in peace. Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys. Yeah, that's right. He passed away today at the age of 82, so may he rest in peace right there. Yeah, it was just announced today. A legend in the in music. So Brian Wilson, sorry. Brian Wilson, you know, I mean, 82 years old. He lived a good life. I know he had a lot of struggles when it came to his life, but you know, 82. You know, he survived. He survived. He had some rough patches where it didn't look like he was going to survive, but he survived to 82. But you know, we did lose a legend today in the music industry for sure. So rest in peace, Brian Wilson. And what else we got? Oh yeah, Robert Eggers. Robert Eggers, this dude's a madman right now. I mean he's, even though like it's so funny because some people will be like, Robert Eggers, yeah, maybe his movies don't achieve box office success, but there's such a good cult following, and the way that he crafts a movie and the way that he makes a movie is just so unique. Like anytime I see Robert Eggers, whatever he's doing next, I'm all about. I think he's one of my favorite filmmakers that are working currently right now. I thought Nosferatu was absolutely fantastic. But we already heard that he was going to be doing the Labyrinth sequel. That's right. He's going to be doing technically like a reboot / sequel to Labyrinth. That was announced. And then he was going to do this werewolf movie, which maybe he's already shot. I don't know. But now he's got something new that he's going to be doing for Warner Brothers. Robert Eggers is set to write and direct A Christmas Carol for Warner Brothers, and shocker, guys, Willem Dafoe is the top choice to star. Yeah, Ebenezer Scrooge, played by Willem Dafoe, of course. That's just, yeah. He's been in like every Robert Eggers movie, so why not cast him as Scrooge? That seems fitting. Seems very fitting, but the dude is busy. I'm going, geez. I'm like, wait, didn't he already have other movies? Like, how many projects does this guy already have in line? He's got 2 movies already that he's supposed to be directing. One's a franchise movie, one's his own little creation. Now he's got this too. I'm going, when is this movie coming out? Christmas. I mean, Robert Eggers loves to release movies on Christmas, so this is absolutely perfect. But when is this movie actually going to come out? 2030? I don't know. It should be interesting. All right. And I think that's it. That's pretty much it. That's it for the tweets, guys. That's it for the tweets. So, yeah. Not too shabby. But now we're going to be diving into all this DC stuff and all the Superman stuff. And hopefully you guys do. Dare we hope Christmas Carol is released in Christmas season? Of course. That's when Eggers does it. What's going on, Sonny? Eggers and Dafoe working together? Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's it right there. I mean, you always love it when a director always chooses like a similar actor. I mean, there's just something about that. I love that. So, good times. All right, let's go ahead and start diving into things right here. So before we start breaking down that new Superman trailer, which I had I thought there was going to be like a small little clip, maybe a 30-second, TV spot type of, but no, they were like, oh no, there's a full trailer that's coming out. Full trailer. It's like so much. I was like, whoa, okay. So let's talk about some of the things. Let's talk about some of the other things. We have posters. We have all kinds of things. Okay, so, man. All right. God, there's so much. It's just so freaking much. Okay, so UK tickets, all the things. We don't need to talk about that. I mean, there's the entertainment. Obviously, you saw the Entertainment Weekly stuff. Those little videos, I mean, obviously, yeah, like I said, I mean, I did the little bit in the beginning when it came to this right here, which is pretty good. But yeah, of course, people were complaining that James Gunn was a part of it. And I'm just kind of going like, again, who cares? Who cares? Who cares that he's a part of it? Doesn't matter. This image right here, this is pretty cool from Entertainment Weekly. Exclusive. Black and white image of David Corenswet Superman. This hits hard. I think this is pretty good. And of course, I made the joke when I posted it. I said like, "Oh, black and white version. You know what that means." And a lot of people. And again, if you want to successfully troll both the Snyder side and the Gunn side, I think I successfully did that when it came to my tweet when I said like, "Hey, black and white version. You know what that means." I didn't quite say it. I was like, I was referring to the whole blueprint thing, that Zack is a blueprint. And there are some people, of course, that do not like Zack Snyder, that were pushing back against that. And then, of course, there's people that weren't. Oh, man. Again, it was like trolling both sides. See, that's the thing. You got to try that. Try to find that equal balance. You got to find that center where you're trolling both sides. And my tweet that I posted with that image, I was like, oh, yeah, I could actually troll both sides. And and it did take off. And I was like, oh, there you go. That's how you do that. But this is a pretty good image. It is. I know some people are still not liking the suit, but, but the black and white really does add a little element to it. I mean, one of the reasons why that Zack wanted to do the black and white version or the Justice is Gray version is because, when he saw how colorful they made Justice League, when he saw billboards and things like that, when it came to, destroying his movie, he was like, all right, well, I'm just going to turn everything black and white. And then he kept it like that and then released a version like that, which I actually almost prefer the Justice is Gray version of Justice League, because I always say this is the most expensive indie movie ever. I mean, to take Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Cyborg, all these characters in a Justice League movie that's 4 hours and make it black and white, I mean, come on. There's something just really awesome about that. I love the Justice is Gray version, but, it's cool. But, there was new images. We got an image, a new image of Guy Gardner, Lois Lane, who is not having it. And then, of course, we have Hawk Girl also right there. I'm guessing this is, I don't know where this is at. I don't know if this is at the Daily Planet or where it's at. But we have that image right there. That freaking ugly haircut. And, of course, brace yourselves, another James Gunn image. But I love these, images right here, these behind-the-scenes images that show the main actor and the director looking at monitors. And, it's just like a cool behind-the-scenes shot of both of them. And even the suit looks pretty decent right there, I'm not going to lie. Doesn't look bad right there. Of course, he's got the little tiny cape going on. Obviously, they're adding more to the cape. So, that's a good image. I think it's cool. New image of Lex. Just looking stylish, walking into the Fortress of Solitude like a badass. Total badass. And then, of course, there was this one right here. I mean, everybody went, oh my God, this might be the best looking image that they've released when it comes to Superman. At first it looked like he was flying. When you first saw the image, it's like, hey, is he like flying right there? No, he's not flying right there. He's actually probably in one of the little pocket universe kind of weird portal thingies. But he's got the red around his eyes, and we're all kind of wondering, like, oh, what happened to his eyes? I just said, well, maybe the edible just kicked in. The edible kicked in. But I would say this is one of the best looking images right here of David Corenswet as Superman. There's just something about the way this looks. I don't know. I think it's really cool. That's why I used it for the thumbnail. It's a good little angle right there. But nothing beats that one. Just to scare all the the people with that derangement syndrome right there. Let's just have James Gunn, doing that kind of shit. It's like, watch out. He also got his own little promo image. Yikes. But the thing is, though, it's like with today's trailer, I mean, it wasn't just that. That wasn't the only thing that got released. I mean, we had this right here. So we had like tiny little TV spots, little clips right here. So here's the first one. Ouch.
Stop.
What? Did you see that? Whoa, a middle finger. What the? When someone makes fun of Guy Gardner's hair, that's what he does. Very Guy Gardner right there.
Holy shit.
Holy shit indeed. So that's a cool shot of Rachel Brosnahan. Yeah, she's looking very pretty with those pretty eyes. And she's like, holy shit.
Holy shit.
Yep. And of course I'm flying. So yeah, that was released yesterday. And then we had another little spot released yesterday that was showing, hey, Superman saving people.
I was sent here to help the world be a better place. That is why I do what I do. Rated PG-13.
That is why I do what I do. Now, of course, a lot of people were talking about this kind of cinematography right here. Where's it at? Play. Oh, wait, he already went there. Where is it at? Come on. Why is this not working? Twitter, you're failing me. God damn it. Twitter, fucking Elon. What are you doing with your goddamn Twitter? Oh, we're going to rival YouTube. Well, if you would make it actually work as well as YouTube, maybe you would have a chance. But no, when the video fails and then I have to reload the page and then scroll back down to find it, it kind of sucks. All right, hold on. Let me find it again. You could blame Elon Musk. Where is it at? Yeah, right here. Okay, we're back. I was trying to find that shot because this is what everybody's talking about.
I was sent.
That right there. Okay. So this right here. All right, so a lot of people are like going, oh man, that wide angle lens just not working too well. And we've seen it numerous times. We've seen that wide angle kind of looking lens right up on the face and whatever the hell. That's one of those shots. We've seen it in like Black Adam. We saw it in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and I think we saw it a little bit in Flash. I don't know. Did we see a little bit of that in Flash? And a lot of people were having an issue with it, and I go like, yeah, I get it, because it does look a little weird. Now I can argue with the other side too, which the wide angle lens in a way that to try to express how fast he's flying, they're trying to do something when it comes to that. And I can understand like, okay, yeah, they're trying to do something when it to try to emphasize the way that he's looking and being just like zooming through there to make sure he gets there really quickly. In my whole thing, I was just going like, well, I mean, is this going to be on the front page of Daily Planet again, where Jimmy Olsen is going to be taking that picture? Jimmy Olsen with like just doing this. That was Jimmy Olsen right there taking a picture of that. Ha ha ha! AI slop. My God, what am I doing? I had to make that joke, but no, I mean, I get the gripe. It doesn't look all that great. It doesn't look all that great sometimes, but it's just with that image right there. I'm like, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that shot, that wide angle shot with the lens and everything. I'm not the biggest fan, but I also don't hate it either. So it's not like I'm, gonna sit there and just be like, yeah, it sucks and blah 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 blah. What else we got? Okay, so I'm just looking down DC Films Twitter right here. We also got the different posters. Discover it at Dolby Cinema. So they got the Dolby Cinema one. We got the IMAX one, which shows Crypto and him sitting on the IMAX logo on the moon. Look up. Love that. And then, of course, we have the different popcorn buckets. Regal is going to be having this cute little one that has Crypto. And then, of course, we've seen this one right here that has the Heat Vision one, also from Regal. This one is really cool. I think this one probably is the best one because he's literally heating the popcorn. So that's the best one, I think. And then, of course, you have the cups right here with Superman being very happy that he's at the movies. And Lex Luthor looks like he's very angry being at the movies. And then we got that cup right there. So Regal's going to have a ton. And apparently they're also going to be having like a bunch of their employees wearing Superman shirts. And then, yes, guys, if you want to eat your popcorn out of a doggy dish, you can. Who's going to be eating out of that one? No, don't eat popcorn out of that. You can't eat with your hands. You got to put it on the ground. You got to get down on all fours, and you have to eat your popcorn straight out of the doggy dish. Or you could just get that for your dog. You could do that one too. But yeah, so there was that. Oh, we got the Screen X. We got Screen X. This is probably the best one out of these posters. I love this one of him trying to like hold the building up, but you know, that's going to be a difficult task there, Soupy Pants. But yeah, the Screen X one looks pretty good. And then there was the 40X one. There's that. So keeping that Spectrum thing, but of course you see some buildings from Metropolis. He's flying. Cool poster as well. And yeah, let's see what else. And then, oh, geez, dare we say, guys? Whoa! And of course, people don't want to believe this, but the Superman early access tickets. Now, this doesn't mean just like the early, because there hasn't been really too many early access tickets. I think some people got confused by this right here, but the fact of the matter is like the early access tickets that were happening through Amazon and Fandango. Yeah. It was early access, and Superman's been the first one to actually do that. Them and Amazon, they didn't do that with Fantastic Four. They did not do that with Jurassic World, Rebirth, or any other movies this year. But pre-sales still went up on Fandango. So apparently, according to Fandango, Superman early access screening for Amazon Prime members becomes Fandango's first day ticket pre-seller of 2025, and apparently, it's been the biggest one too. Apparently, it's, when it comes to first day, just on Fandango. Again, not everybody uses Fandango, and this is Fandango members. So you have to look at it like that, too. You have to do, make sure you talk about what exactly is this statistic. And the statistic is, in fact, people went to Fandango, and when it came to pre-sales, it's doing better than the pre-sales for Fantastic Four, to Jurassic World, to other movies that came out, like Mission Impossible, How to Train Your Dragon. A lot of the movies that came out, the other blockbusters that also had pre-sales on Fandango, it's doing better than that. But what are you talking about, Dave? I looked at my local fucking movie theater, and I took a screenshot real quick and showed that there are so many goddamn seats. Shut the fuck up. Again, I talked about this with Fantastic Four. Why do people think that where they live in their local movie theater means the whole entire country or the world? Stop it. I get it. You think very highly of yourself, but that's not the case. There's a whole world out there. There's a whole world. You're not the main character of this simulation we live in. You're not. You're not the main character. I even looked at I'm seeing it on Tuesday. My IMAX screen, I went back to it. The only thing that was available were the 2 front rows and a couple of random seats in the back. Just like 1, 2, 3, or 4 random seats behind there. Yes, my IMAX one is almost completely sold out, and I hate that. And in comes Mr. Luis Fernando. In all my years following pre-sales at the BFI IMAX, I believe I haven't seen post-COVID a CBM other than No Way Home selling so many tickets for so many screenings in advance so quickly. A lot of so's. It hasn't been even 10 hours yet. Somehow, Warner Brothers managed to pull Superman as a major IMAX event, it seems. It's a big commitment to buy tickets so far in advance, of course, and talking about all that. But he's talking about how he's looking at everything and looking at all these seats, of course, mainly in the center, that are just, and this is within 10 hours. Just within 10 hours. Now, this doesn't mean the movie's going to make $1 billion. I know. We know that. But for the people who keep on saying this movie's going to flop hard. No, it's not going to flop hard. No, you're going to hit your head onto your forehead hard when you see the opening numbers. Sure. But I'm just saying, stop taking, your local theater. Yeah, it might not be sold out. Fine, sure, whatever. But even when I bought tickets for Thursday, I think I got Thursday at 7 o'clock. also, when I bought 6 tickets, those were already starting to get swallowed up, and I'm going, okay, but I live in California. I live in Southern California. It's a bigger market. So if you live in fucking Butt, Montana, or whatever the hell, you live somewhere where it's not heavily populated, yeah, maybe if you look at your local fucking movie theater, they're not gonna be sold out nearly as much. But it's a good opening. It's a good opener. And I was talking to some people about it, and they're like, holy shit. This movie's going to make some bucks. And it probably will. Is it going to make $1 billion? We'll find out. I don't know if it will, because I thought Minecraft was going to make $1 billion. I thought Minecraft was going to make $1 billion. But, again, stop it with the whole, I just hate that. Ugh. And then James Gunn even posted this right here. And God forbid, right? Be a hero. When you buy a Superman movie ticket on Fandango, round up your purchases to the nearest dollar to support BGCA clubs. Turn your ticket into hope for others. Be a hero. Round up your blah, blah, do all that stuff. And, of course, it goes to the Boys and Girls Clubs of America. See, they're trying to boost the numbers, right? They're trying to boost the numbers. No, they're just trying to do good things when it comes to this. Remember AFSP? You guys remember that? You remember that? Yeah, a lot of those guys don't even remember doesn't even remember that acronym. But anyways, okay, let's go ahead and start breaking down this final trailer. Let's just do it. Let's just dive right into it. All right. You ready? Man, first off, I did not think there was going to be a new trailer. Like I saw some things. I might have seen some things beforehand, but I thought it was like, okay, there might be a little 30-second something. And then, of course, like I said yesterday, we were getting little TV spots, little 15-second little chunks that showed some new footage, and it was like, all right, sweet, cool. We're probably good. But the one thing I remember seeing, I was like, oh, we haven't seen that shot yet. And of course, it's the very end right here. The little swirly swirl. I was just like, okay, that's going to be cool. But no, we got like a whole trailer that's 2 minutes. This is the final trailer. We're not going to be, I'm sure we'll get some TV spots after this, but mainly it's just going to be this when it comes to full-length trailers. And I'm kind of wondering, is this actually going to be shown in movie theaters? I guess we'll see. But here we go. All right, so obviously right off the bat, geez, what? Destruction? How dare they?
Superman.
Of course, we saw that shot.
The most powerful being on planet Earth. We finally meet.
I got the most hated character is right there. Jesus, James Gunn, what are you trying to do right there? And then, of course, you have Ultraman, which we're still wondering exactly who that is.
We finally meet. Now, as planned, I'll destroy you.
Ouch.
And, of course, that reporter you always do interviews with. Who raised you as a child? I'll kill them, too.
Jesus Christ. Lex Luthor is just flat out going like, yeah, everybody you associate with, whoever raised you, whoever you're friends with, I'm just going to kill them all. Like, this Lex Luthor is fucking ruthless, man. He's flat out just pissed off. And then, of course, there's this little dude right here who apparently is called Mr. Handsome, according to recent interviews. He's called Mr. Handsome. They called him Mr. Handsome. God, they're really emphasizing Lex Luthor right here. He has this just flat out hate. Lex Luthor is acting how some of these guys look at James fucking Gunn. We've seen that.
No matter what
Look at the flight. Look at the flight. All right.
Your plans won't work.
wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Okay, look at this right here. Look at this right here. So we got what looks like Bucky. It's like Bucky. Look at this. So we're seeing Ultraman, I guess you could say. So a lot of people were going like, okay, wait a minute. This is Ultraman that doesn't have the mask on right here that he's fighting. And yeah, it's kind of interesting because we see hair. There's a lot of hair there. And we're all just assuming that this is going to end up turning into Bizarro. And this is probably just Corn Sweat that's rocking like, rocking a fucking a hairdo from Kiss right here, Paul Stanley.
Good luck with that.
And there's that shot. There's that shot, which is a good shot. It's a good fucking shot. Might be the best shot. I don't know what it is about this. This shot right here just looks really fucking cool. It's like one of my favorite shots so far of this whole entire thing. Launching out. Whoa! Boom! Oh! The money shot, and that's a joint effort right there. Crypto, and Superman taking on Lex Luthor's dudes. Look at that. First, Crypto bites the helmet off. Boom, and then teeth coming out. And the teeth hit the camera? What? God damn.
With that.
Boom. Oh, man. Just reminded me of that shot in Wanted. Remember Wanted? That's right. When Chris Pratt gets a keyboard to the fucking face and his teeth fall out. Uh-oh. What the hell's happening here? Oh, yeah. Something's breaking through. Some kind of universe trying to break it through Metropolis right here.
Make a move, people.
Whoa, look at this showdown. That's right. You got good head of hair with a fucking awful head of hair. Ooh. But this should be interesting because some people are wondering, did these two, end up exchanging blows right here? But I don't know. And then I'm kind of interesting too, like this, the collar of the Superman costume. Kind of interesting how it just kind of straps like right there. I don't think I've ever really noticed that in other things. But yeah, there's a lot of anger right here. I'm kind of wondering what this conversation is going to be like between Guy Gardner and Superman. Wow. What? There he is. Mr. Terrific in his chair. And his balls. Okay, and then we got right here. What the fuck? All right, this shot looks absolutely insane. Is this the Yeti guy? I don't know what the hell. But we got Metamorpho right here. We got a lot of weird shit that's happening, of course, in this little pocket universe kind of thing. And we got Baby Joey. That's right. Superman is holding on to Baby Joey as well as being held on to these. You know what's kind of funny? What's kind of funny is if you watch DC Fanimated tonight with Scott and I, the Superman episode we talk about was called The Unity. I was kind of going like, what the hell? There's a similarity when it comes to tentacles in that episode and then when seeing this right here. But Jesus Christ, what the hell is happening right here? Within that pocket little universe. And he's holding on to little Baby Joey right there.
Buckle up.
Yes! Anyone else excited that Lois is going to be flying this ship? And I love this too. You got Perry right here who's basically like going, hold on to your butts. Hold on to your butts. He's got a cigar in his mouth. He don't give a shit. He goes, hey, if I'm going to die, I'm going to die with some tobacco in my fucking mouth. Meanwhile, you got Jimmy over here who's got his pen in his mouth and is looking up things on his laptop. What? Oh, another little cool shot of Superman taking on, I guess, Ultraman? Or is that somebody else? Or are these like creatures within this little pocket universe, this little universe right here? What's happening?
They chose him. Let them die.
See, and then again, you got Lex Luthor just kind of going like, he's all, hey, if they chose him, let him die. This guy hates Superman so much that anybody who embraces Superman, he just goes, fuck him, fuck you and fuck him kind of thing.
Hey! Quit messing around!
I'm not messing around. I'm doing important stuff.
Oh, that's right. little comedic stuff right here. Hey, watch out. Hey, sorry guys, there's a little bit of jokey jokes right here. I'm just wondering what the hell happened to Superman's eyes. Did he just use like the heat ray vision so hard that it made his eyes red? What's happening? What happened to the eyes right there? Obviously he's a little weak and there's some shit going on in the background. Again, portals and whatnot. Oh, here it comes, guys. Oh, here's the money shot. The money shot of the whole trailer. Oh, boy. Oh, my God. There's the money shot. And Crypto is right here, too, by the way. Crypto is a part of this as well. So taking on all these motherfuckers, he's just like, you know what? I'm gonna do like a fucking Neo in Matrix Reloaded, taking on all the Smiths and just kind of just spin around everybody. Woo! That's a good shot. That's a cool shot. But yeah, there's Crypto right here. He's actually very much a part of this. That's what's gonna be fun. But man, this shot right here, woo! What a way to end. What a way to end it. Look at all that.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
See it in IMAX. Okay. What is that? Stretchy, stretchy, stretchy. Yeah, I know. Some people were like commenting about how he looks right there. Yeah, it's a little weird. It's a little weird, but again, it's that lens, and I know they're really trying to emphasize. They're really trying to emphasize how fast he's moving. But man, does that look a little wonky? It looks a little wonky, I will say that. But hey, you know, it's not a make or break. Just gonna chalk it up for, hey, you know, he's moving really fast, you know, kind of almost breaking this, you know, he is breaking the sound barrier. So maybe that's the whole logic of it. I don't know. It does look a little, it looks a little wonky right there. It does. I will say that. But it's fine. It's whatever. It's interesting. So there you go. There's a little breakdown right there. Pretty interesting. Headshot I don't like. Yeah, I think a lot of people are kind of like, maybe not that shot. But hey. Like I said, it doesn't break the whole thing for me. I think it's like I said, I still think it's a strong trailer. I actually did ask on Twitter. I asked if I was asking people like, hey, how are you feeling about that? And here's the results right here. I was like, is the final trailer the best trailer? 57.2% said yes. 17.3% said it's the worst one, and then 10.3% said the first official trailer is the best, and then 15.1 said the first teaser is the best. So yeah, I would say that, I don't know. In my opinion, I don't know. I think maybe the first official trailer, I think I like that. It's between the teaser and the first trailer for me. This one has a lot of action. But yes, at the same time I know and I realize there's a lot of people that are going, this is giving me the Flash vibes. Yeah, I could see that. I've actually had conversations with people that are getting, you know, a lot of people on the timeline were also saying, oh, this is giving me the Flash vibes. Yeah, sure. It does have that. But it also seems like it's, you know, it's I guess you could say when it comes to the Flash, there's a lot of things happening in the Flash that felt like, well, even though I enjoyed the Flash, and I will say that, I've always been saying that I can enjoy the Flash, but I can see the issues with it 100%, but I can sit and put it on and actually enjoy it. I've watched it like 4 or 5 times. I actually do enjoy the Flash. I mean, he's, you know, the Flash has just been always one of my all-time favorite characters. Maybe that has something to do with it, so maybe it's a little bit of bias. But at the same time, I could see why people are like comparing it to that. Because, yeah, there's a similarity to some of the stuff that looks like it. But I would say Superman just looks a little bit more polished, even though that last shot was a little wonky, sure. But at the same time, it just seems like this is just one guy, and there's not going to be a bunch of studio involvement because, let's face it, The Flash was definitely that. Now, before we get off the topic of the Flash, I do want to bring up this Fandango video right here. The Superman suit. Talking about the Superman suit. That's right. We got James Gunn, David Cornsweet, everybody, kind of talking about the Superman suit with Fandango. So I did want to bring up this right here and kind of, not really break it down, but just listen to what they have to say, because obviously the suit's been really a huge part of the whole discourse when it comes to this whole thing. And here's them explaining, a lot of things, and a lot of people are actually loving the response. We already heard things before, so there's some things that are repeated, but at the same time, it's still cool to actually hear them talk about it.
What did you picture your Superman suit looking like day one, and how does it compare to the finished version that everyone's going to see in the final film?
The only thing I knew is that I didn't want it to look too much like a wet T-shirt. I didn't want to have muscles that were, built into the suit. I wanted to create, a world where metahumans actually existed, but that also they wore these uniforms for various reasons, and that it was in a way a uniform. So I just kind of went from there, working with Juliana, who did all my costumes for Guardians of the Galaxy, and just kind of taking it, bit by bit by bit by bit, until we ended up with the beautiful suit that we ended up with. And, also getting David's input, frankly. Was, as we started to build it up around him, getting his ideas. One of the biggest questions was, were we going to have trunks, or we were going to, not have trunks? I talked to Zack Snyder, who was like, I tried a billion different versions with the trunks.
Zack.
And at the end of the day, I tried it, but I couldn't get there. And I was feeling exactly the same way. And Juliana and I talked, and she said, all right, well, I'm going to try, we'll do one version where we try both trunks and not trunks. I went in with David, he tried it not trunks, and he tried it
I want to see what that looks like.
And I still was going to go with not trunks.
Yeah.
And then you said...
Well, you wanted trunks in theory. You liked the
idea
idea of trunks.
Theoretically, I like the idea of trunks because it's, Superman I grew up with.
But the problem is they look kind of silly. You were looking for a way to make them look cool.
No.
Or you were looking for a function, an explanation for having them
reason
that would justify
why they
them.
would be there, yeah.
And my thing was just maybe they're supposed to look a little silly. Maybe the reason he wears them is to look a little silly, basically to undermine how powerful he really is.
In this version of the DCU, everyone knows he's an alien. He shoots beams out of his eyes. He can blow things down with his breath. He's sort of this terrifying creature. And David saying that was like, but he really likes kids and human beings and people.
Don't say that,
he wants
James.
kids not to be afraid of him. And so that was the thing that made me decide to keep the trunks.
I love touches like that, thoughts like that. It
Yeah.
really does contribute to filling out the world and making it feel as real as
Possible. So, yeah, there you go. So them just explaining with that, it's like, yeah, okay, so, we've heard that before where David Cornsweet or James Gunn said that David Cornsweet was like, yeah, well, maybe it should look like a wrestler and look like ridiculous because he doesn't want kids to be afraid of him. He's like here to do good, but he could, like what Bruce Wayne says in Batman vs. Superman, he could burn the whole place down if he wanted to. There's always that aspect of it. There's always that worry that what if Superman goes bad? He could just wipe out the entire human race. So if he has a costume that just kind of looks silly, people will be like, he's fine. He's not going to do anything. You think somebody evil would be dressed like that? So I can see the little logic, but and then, like you said, it hides the bulge there. It hides the bulge there. So, yeah, I just wanted to, throw that out there. Again, there's a lot of different stuff. There's this right here from Nicholas Hoult and David Cornsweet. This is pretty funny little promo video they did.
Nick.
What? Ready? Trust fall, of course. Never trust a supervillain, but I trust you to get your tickets to Superman July 11th.
Come on. That's good comedic timing right there. The way that he just swooped and then just started talking to the camera, that's good timing right there. Nicholas Hoult, you need to be in more comedies. And even David Cornsweet, too. Even that was just perfect little timing, perfect little, little bit right there. Thought that was really good. But, there's other things, too. I'm not going to go over every little thing. Like I said, there were so many things that were, that came out. And I'm not going to go over every little thing. I think I pretty much covered all I want to talk about when it comes to this. But like I said, that last trailer really was like going, we got to show the action, show what was happening, and I'm going, okay, good. Yeah, you achieved it. People are excited. It's a good trailer. You know, there's things that I have issues with, like that are a little wonky. Sure, that's fine. But at the same time, I'm going, yeah, there it is. That's, again, what I'm feeling when it comes to Superman, especially after seeing this last trailer and just everything, is that this is the closest to a live-action Superman the Animated Series that I've seen for any iteration of Superman. That's what I was looking for when it came to all this, because I always said that James Gunn needs to find that balance between Donner and Snyder, and I think he's kind of finding it. And I said the balance is Superman the Animated Series, and that's the vibe I'm getting. You know, if you guys have been following DC Fanimated, and we only have about 3 or 4 episodes left of Superman the Animated Series, which is kind of like weird timing that we're going to be ending our discussion of Superman the Animated Series as Superman comes out. And I'm just by rewatching these episodes and seeing what James Gunn is putting forth right here, I'm going, yeah, it's giving me Superman the Animated Series vibes. The fact that there's already heroes that exist, that they just show up. We just last week talked about the episode with Aquaman just randomly showing up and then he goes back into the water. What the hell? There's an episode where Flash randomly shows up for a race and then he's no longer, you don't see him again. There's an episode where Dr. Fate shows up and Superman and him are friends and then we don't see him again. So when people go like, Jesus Christ, there's so many characters, there's like these other heroes, I'm going, that reminds me of Superman the Animated Series, because there would be heroes that just pop up for an episode and then they're gone. I'm like going, yeah, that's what that reminds me of a little bit. But guess what? We also have Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's coming, that's right. Not just Paradise Lost, not the prequel series. Well, I guess we're still going to get that prequel series, which I think is still a good idea. That would be killer on HBO Max to have like a Game of Thrones style Themyscira kind of series that could really get some eyeballs over there on HBO Max for sure. But yeah, guys, Wonder Woman movie officially in the works, being written right now. Huh? Yeah, so of course, talking about this, in a new exclusive interview with Entertainment Weekly ahead of the launch of Superman, Gunn officially confirms that a Wonder Woman movie is in development as we speak. Wonder Woman is a separate thing to the already announced Paradise Lost HBO Max. You don't have to put a slash in there anymore, which is slow moving, but it's moving. We're working on a Wonder Woman. We're working on Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's being written right now. There we go. So not only is James Gunn working on his follow-up, where he actually also in this same interviews where he's basically kind of going like, yeah, I'm doing like another Superman, but not really full-on Superman. It's kind of Superman. It does have Superman in it. So everybody's just kind of going like, all right, you're bringing in Batman. I'm just kind of going like, okay, World's Finest, cool. If you're going to do World's Finest next, cool. But if you're already going to be like, you know, what I want to do a Wonder Woman, just do Trinity. Just call it the Trinity. I don't know. Why not just make it the Trinity? Just have the 3 of them. What the hell was that? Oh. Little ad just like made noise. That was weird. I'm just saying, yeah, World's Finest is cool, but I remember when the Rebirth books came out and they had a book called The Trinity and it was just the 3 of them. And the first one was a pretty awesome story with Poison Ivy. That was like the main villain of this first little chapter. And I went, it was pretty good. I was like, you know. But if you're going to have your separate Wonder Woman, I guess. But I was just saying, why not just, you know, if you're not going to follow, you know, if Zack Snyder, you're going to follow the Zack Snyder blueprint of like, you know, Superman movie and then a Batman and Superman movie. Of course, it's going to be different. It's not going to be at odds with each other. But so that means casting for a Wonder Woman will be soon they'll be casting for a Wonder Woman, which of course a lot of people are putting their fan casts out there. But then at the same time, you know, they're probably looking at Batman actors too. So gonna be interesting to see what happens. But Wonder Woman movie in the works, and I'm just saying, I mean, if you're gonna do a follow-up, I mean, I wouldn't be. if he didn't want to, like, you know, where people are just flat out going like, geez, he's copying Zack by having that, just make this one a Trinity. Just call it the Trinity. I mean, it sounds cool, doesn't it? DC Studios, the Trinity. Could be cool. I don't know. Could be something fun. But nobody listens to me. Why would they listen to me? Anyways, all right, let's move on from all the DC and all the crazy stuff. And I think some of you guys actually, sorry, yeah, let's see. We got Arkham Knight. Sorry, I saw your chat right here. I would drop kick baby Jesus, Arkham Knight. What are you doing? Thank you for the $2 super chat. But man, you want to drop kick that little green baby? What do you, jeez. You don't find him adorable? He looks almost like a Garbage Pail Kid, I will say that. Anybody remember the Garbage Pail Kids? Woo, baby. All right. Oh, man, that was pretty funny. You caught me off guard because I had no idea what you said right there, Arkham Knight, until I read it. I did not see it when you first brought it up. That you got to laugh out of me. That was pretty funny. All right, who's gonna go see How to Train Your Dragon this weekend? I think I guess it will be the movie, but again, my streak of seeing a movie every Thursday might be broken because, like I said, I had to get my car fixed. The stupid car, either the battery or the starter's out. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. But I don't know. Like I do want to see that Life of Chuck movie, the Mike Flanagan movie with Tom Hiddleston. I'm not really into the whole How to Train Your Dragon kind of thing, but, at the same time, the theater that I go to when I, the closer theater is not playing the Chuck movie, so I don't know. But anyways, Devil Fruit site right now when it comes to the tomato meter is 79 certified fresh, crafted with loving fidelity to the animated classic by original co-director Dean DeBlois. How to Train Your Dragon doesn't best the first iteration, but it still reaches enchanting heights of its own. And of course, yeah, we got some of the reviews. This is how to do a live-action remake, stay true to the original, while allowing the cast to be able to bring true emotion to the film. I felt all the magic I experienced watching Avatar for the first time return as I watched. The live-action adaptation delivers a fun ride, but can't quite capture the magic of the animated original. John Powell's iconic score still soars, especially in the wonderful flying sequences. Plays like cinematic deja vu. Not a fan. Faithful almost to a fault, this adaptation manages to recapture the magic of the flagship DreamWorks animation original for a new generation with jaw-dropping visuals and impeccable performances from the spot-on cast. How to Train Your Dragon? As we learned back in 2010, it takes patience and fish. Why train your dragon again? That's harder for filmmaker Dean DeBlois to answer. As writer-director Dean DeBlois, being consistent or just lazy? The question should keep him awake at nights, staring at the dark sky in search of fresh dragons and wondering why he can't do better than the cartoons he commanded earlier. Yikes, Mr. Peter Howell. That is pretty, brutal. That was a little brutal right there. A little brutal. But we got other movies also coming out. We also have the material lists. This one, which stars some A-listers, right? Pedro Pascal, Chris Evans, Dakota Johnson. That's actually at an 86% with 59 reviews. A mature deconstruction of the conventional rom-com. Material List provides its trio of swoon-worthy stars. Some of their meatiest material yet, while reaffirming Celine Song as a modern master of relationship dramas. So, giving props to the director right there. And then Life of Chuck, which I think it's already kind of been out in limited release. But this is the movie that I would, if my local theater was having it, I actually would go see this. This is at an 81 certified. Showing a sweeter side of director Mike Flanagan's deeply felt emotional register, The Life of Chuck is a buoyant and often wonderful adaptation of one of Stephen King's most cosmically optimistic tales. So, yeah, I mean, I do want to see that if I had my choice. But we'll see what happens. We'll play it by ear. Like I said, I got to fix my car first before I can actually do anything when it comes to going to the movies tomorrow. I didn't want to break my streak, but it might happen. It might happen. Stupid car. Hopefully it's just the battery. It gets replaced real quick. I think it's the battery. I'm hoping it's the battery, but it's weird. Hopefully it's the battery. Yeah. Anyways, all right. Questions. Twitter questions. And then we'll get on to the members-only stream. We got Eric right here. Hey, Dave, one of the things I appreciate most about this publicity tour is how often it shows Supes all beat up with black eyes, etc. Do you believe Gunn is doing the right approach in keeping the sense of realism alongside nostalgia? Snyder light plus Donner light equals Gunn. Yeah, got to find that balance. Ben said, cool thumbnail. Thank you, Ben. Darkness Under the Wind, Dave, question 1. From what was shown in the final trailer, do you think the Justice Gang joined Superman to take down Lex in the final act? I think if anybody would, it would be Hawk Girl and maybe Mr. Terrific. I think Guy Gardner is still going to be a douchebag about things. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see that. But I would say Hawk Girl and Mr. Terrific will definitely be on his side. Question 2, with the Wonder Woman movie in the DCU finally being worked on, does this mean you'll learn more of it at the at San Diego Comic-Con? Probably not. I think it's still probably very early. They don't have like a greenlit script yet. I think they were just kind of like putting it out there. Joshua G, as of this comment, Dave, I just got out of How to Train Your Dragon, and it was extremely, extremely good. So there you go, Josh G. He's liking it. Devin Wooter, hello, Dave. How surprised that James Gunn is writing Wonder Woman. I don't know if he is. That's what's interesting. And who's the actress to play Wonder Woman? I don't know. That's a good question. There's a lot of good fan casts out there. For me, the actress who's dating Jason Momoa. Yeah, what's her name? Yeah, a lot of people are fan casting her. I always forget her name. Jesus Christ. I think she's perfect for the role, and I just watched the Alien and Aliens favorite scene from both of them. Let's rock! Brr, brr. Yeah, there's a lot of good scenes in those. A lot of good scenes. Mr. Nobody, hey Dave, do you think David's Cornsweat's Superman has all the abilities, or do you think he's still missing a few like Frost Breath or Heat Vision? Well, according to all the information, he's been Superman for 3 years. So I'm pretty sure he's got probably all the abilities, I'm guessing. I'm thinking that. And then Kenny, hey Dave, super excited for Superman. Haven't got my tickets yet, but we'll be getting them ordered in July 3rd. So there you go. There you go. Mikey Madsen. Yeah, I don't really see it. But hey, you know. I don't know. You need somebody tall. She gotta be at least what, 5'10", 5'8", 5'9", I don't know. You gotta have a tall Wonder Woman. She can't be short. She can't be a short Wonder Woman. Like when people are like, Ana de Armas, I'm like, Ana de Armas is like 5'2". 5 foot, I don't know how tall. She's short. You know, you gotta have a tall Wonder Woman. I don't know. Gal Gadot was like what, 5'9", 5'10", and then of course she has the heels on her boots to make her even like taller, so probably like, you know, looking like 6 foot or something. Oh, how dare you, Axel Rachel Zegler. Good Lord. She's like 4'9" and weighs like 75 pounds. You know, that would be just so bad. Don't put that. Oh, I don't know. We'll see what who they choose, but it'll be interesting. And I know, Axel, you're joking. You're joking. He's joking because that's my good friend Rachel, right? All right, guys. That wraps up today's show. Good times. Of course, you know, like I said, we'll see what happens. I might have a first reaction tomorrow. I might not. I'll play it by ear. Again, we're going to be doing a members-only stream after this, so if you want to be part of that and pick my brain a little bit more, become a member, support the channel. Much appreciated for all the members. We'll see you guys in a little bit. Look forward to it on your feed on YouTube. Other than that, we'll be, of course, talking about all this news, and I should have a guest. I think I got to verify and make sure that my guest is actually going to be coming on this Friday. But yeah, should be having a guest, somebody new to the Vodka stream, to, of course, talk about all the craziness of the past couple of weeks, and Superman and breaking down that trailer and everything. So look forward to that. Members, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Everybody else, of course, there's DC Fanimated that's happening in 35 minutes, which we'll be talking about a Superman episode. So I'll see you guys there. I'll see you guys on Friday. Love ya. Talk to you later.